God, I gotta get used to this hellfire.
Is that smoke?
No, everything's fine.
The grass isn't going to cut itself.
I know, I'm on it. I'm in my own comic book. I'm a superhero, and I still have grass to cut. You know what? Go to mavenscomic.com right now and get your very own copy. I mean, as little as $8, and guess what? You can even be drawn into the comic with me. Well, evidently, I have chores to do.
What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get into it. All right, so Captain America, Brave New World. We're on Variety here, and they've got the article up. Captain America, Brave New World opens to 100 million. Does a B- cinema score spell trouble for staying power? And I actually did go. My wife and I, we went to see Brave New World over the weekend. Overall, I'm just going to cut right to it. Overall, I'd give it 3.5 out of 5. Now, I saw some people saying that it was worse than the Marvels. That is, in my opinion, that is absolute cap. I was like, the Marvels was one of the, I'd say the Marvels and Eternals were two of the worst Marvel films I've ever seen. And yeah, Captain America, Brave New World is way better than both of those. It does tend to suffer from victim mentality. And I will say that because there's a couple scenes where Sam, you know, he's like, there are people that are wanting me to fail. There's people that think I shouldn't have this shield, you know, and all this and I was like, oh God, okay. I was just like, I just want to see the action, bro. I'm like, and I'm saying that as a fellow black man, I'm like, you gotta suck that stuff up and keep going. So I don't know why they kind of wrote that stuff in. Cause to be fair, if you saw the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that stuff, they did that, especially in that final episode with the final battle at the end. They, you know, when Sam is Captain America and he shows up, you know, and the news reporters are talking to him. He actually does a speech where he's like, there are people that are looking at me right now that don't think I belong in this uniform and all this. So he already did that. And so you go with Brave New World, and we're 3 years after that. So he's been Captain America for 3 years now. And from the looks of it, especially like the opening sequence and everything, which I thought the action was great. They do some really unrealistic things with the Captain America shield, but even when Steve Rogers has the shield, they do. I mean, if you read comics, Captain America seems to know the right angle or whatever, and seems like Sam is like a parkour expert or something. You know, he knows he's doing all kind of weird flips and stuff with the wings, and he can kick the shield at a certain angle and then make it bounce off of a wall and then bounce off another wall and somehow hit 2 or 3 villains. And, you know, but to be fair, Steve Rogers did the exact same thing. So I was like, they didn't give him extra abilities, but Steve Rogers had the super soldier serum and, you know, enhanced strength and reflexes and all that. So I thought that was weird because they're making a point to say, hey, this Captain America doesn't have the serum. He's just a regular guy in a vibranium wingsuit. So they got all that stuff going. Like I said, thought the movie, it is, of the 4 Captain America movies, it's I'd have to rank it 4th out, you know, because of the 4 Captain America movies, The Winter Soldier is the best movie. That, I don't think that can be argued. Civil War made the most money, and Civil War is excellent, but Civil War was an Avengers movie, and the producers have acknowledged that they were going to make Avengers Civil War, but I know like Robert Downey Jr. and some of the other stars had clauses in their contract where if they actually called it an Avengers movie, their contracts would have stopped them. They would have been able to renegotiate when they went into Infinity War. By calling this a Captain America movie and just having them cameo, they didn't have to do that. They were still on the line to say, hey, we're about to start shooting Infinity War, and they were still under contract. So that's why they called Captain America Civil War Captain America Civil War instead of Avengers Civil War. But yeah, I thought, like I said, Captain America Brave New World is good. Now, when you go on Rotten Tomatoes, the score from the critics, there's over 100 and something critic reviews. They gave it a 50%, so it's rotten. Now, there's over 5,000 fan reviews on Rotten Tomato, and Captain America Brave New World is sitting at 80%. And I think that's fair. Like I said, out of 5 stars, I'd give it 3.5. I thought it was solid, really enjoyed it. Some of the stuff they did, I didn't like the way the leader looked, because there was some sketches of the leader that had come out a few years ago when they were talking about bringing him back or whatever. And the sketches actually kind of look more like the comic book leader. I'm a fan of the leader. And so seeing him, he looked like with the mutated head and like one of his eyes is, it's like the whole thing. Somebody felt like they had sat in a film class taught by Guillermo del Toro. And so they were trying to make the leader look more shocking, as opposed to what he is in the comics, a brainiac with a long green head. That's just, the material has been sound for over 50 years. You don't have to try to like, oh, let's make his head look like it rotten out and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't like that. But also, I liked Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder. They never revealed Sidewinder's real name. I did a video last year where I talked about, because Rob Liefeld had shared some tweets and insinuated that Giancarlo's character, they never said who he was, but they said that Rob Liefeld insinuated that Giancarlo Esposito is the character he created for X-Force, George Washington Bridge. And I believe that wholeheartedly, because they just call him Sidewinder, his code name. But I'm telling you, just based on some of the things he said in the film, that his history with President Ross and all that, he knew him from like special teams and all this. Giancarlo Esposito is G.W. Bridge. If you remember those old Rob Liefeld X-Force comics, that's who he is. They never revealed his real name. So I believe Sidewinder. Now this movie's had like 3 different name changes, because there was a movie, it was going to be called Captain America and the Serpent Society. And matter of fact, there was Kevin Feige was at San Diego Comic-Con, and he actually showed Captain America, the Serpent Society, and then he X'd that out on the screen, and that's when they put up Civil War and everybody like exploded. It was like, oh, so the Sidewinder stuff, that was all supposed to be part of the Serpent Society. We also know that Seth Rollins from the WWE had shot scenes for Captain America Brave New World. I think it was called New World Order when they changed it the second time. So Serpent Society, the New World Order, now it's Brave New World. But as Seth Rollins said a few weeks ago, I think he was on Chris Van Vliet's channel, and he did an interview with him. He is not in it. I thought he was just being coy. He is not wrong. They cut him out of the movie completely. So I was like, damn, they really did cut Seth Rollins out. So Seth Rollins is not, when you go to the theater looking for Seth Rollins, he's not in the movie. So even though he shot scenes for the film, he's not in it. So that's just what it is. But like I said, overall, it's a thumbs up. It's not the greatest movie, but yeah, like I said, somebody said that that the Marvels was better than this. They are on meth or something. I'm telling you, that's super, super egregious. Those 2 movies should not be seen in the same breath. They also, certain things they have leaked online. They tied the Eternals film in. They found that celestial head on Earth in the Eternals film. The head comes back in Brave New World, and they find out it has animanium, and so they're getting ready to introduce Wolverine and the rest of the X-Men. That's a fact. But I like I said, overall, it's a thumbs up for me. It's not perfect, but Also really liked, was it Carl Lumbly? I thought he was really, really good in it. The Red Hulk scenes, they fixed a lot of the CGI. It really looks like Harrison Ford. I thought, when the fight scene between Hulk and Captain America, it's not realistic. I felt like he would have just wrecked Sam. And I mean, he definitely got his licks in, but Sam should have took maybe one shot, even with the vibranium. He shouldn't have been able to last as long as he did. And they actually did the energy discharge thing that Black Panther does in the first Black Panther, where the vibranium takes all that energy and then he's able to release it. So since Sam's suit that he got in Falcon and the Winter Soldier is all made out of vibranium now, when he's taking like shots and, getting all this stuff, and then he's able to expel that energy and just crush all his enemies all at once. The other thing I would say, there's, like I said, they're setting up stuff. There is an end credit scene. They're clearly teasing was the Avengers Doomsday and then the Avengers Secret Wars, I think, are the films coming up. Thunderbolts is coming in. So we see Bucky. Bucky has like 2 scenes in the movie, but he's all in Thunderbolts, so I'm looking forward to that. But I'm actually kind of curious because apparently in this film, Bucky is a politician. He's running for political office in Brave New World, so he's trying to be like a congressman or something. But when you look at the trailer for Thunderbolts, he's actually back doing what he do. He ain't trying to be no politician, so I don't know. Maybe he just decides, hey, I don't want to be a senator or whatever. So I don't know. But either way, again, thought it was straight, but it's not, like I said, compared to the other 3, and not to mention, I think Sam takes a lot of abuse. He takes a direct stabbing to the chest. And he just puts a bandage. He put a bandage on it, and he's just like, all right, I'm ready. Go back for the next scene. And I'm like, I actually thought that was a little strange because you look at Avengers Age of Ultron, and Hawkeye got hurt really badly, and they had to put him in the rejuvenation chamber. They put him in that chamber that kind of, he had to sit in there for a couple hours, and the thing like stitched him back up. So I'm sitting there going, we're several years away from that movie. Did that technology just go away? Because Falcon's getting stabbed in the leg, he getting stabbed in the chest, in the stomach. I'm sitting there going, oh, I'm serious. He takes blades at least 4 times in the film. So I was sitting there, and like I said, one of them was directly in the chest, and then he just pulls it out and puts a bandage on it, and everything's like good. And I'm like, whoa, that's not realistic at all. But like I said, I enjoyed it. But get in the comments if you actually went and checked it out this weekend. I'd love to know what you guys think. Drop it in the comments, and of course, give us a follow: Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads, all at Akari Press. Go to mavenscomic.com. We had a great launch. I did a stream with Maven that's on this channel. And I know we did over $1,000 worth of sales over the weekend. So we had an awesome launch. Appreciate everybody that supported Maven. It's called Maven, The Devil's Deadline. That is the title for the first chapter. And so we're really excited to bring that to you. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that supported. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out.